What's going on? I'm Marcus, and you're at the channel of the Debt Free Dad. In today's video, it's time. It's June just passed. It's July. We passed the halfway point, so we got to talk about the progress with regard to the financial goals. Are we making progress, or are we kind of struggling a little bit? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to get into details of the goals. I think we only really had like four goals. We had one related to passive income and side hustle. We had another goal related to my son's 529 plan. Of course, we had an emergency fund goal. We had a goal related to paying off debt because, hey, that's the whole premise of the debt free dad. And we had a goal related to paying our vacation fund so we can get out the house and have a little bit of fun come December. Let's go ahead and talk about where we are with our mid-year progress. The first thing that we talked about with regard to the financial goal was just kind of focusing on side hustles and passive income. That kind of went, I don't know, a complete 360. We had passive income from the rental property. Of course, we're selling the rental property. We still had a general passive income from our investment portfolio, our retirement accounts. So that's working out well. I will tell you from a side hustle standpoint, the wifey has been able to pick up some business through her travel agency that she works, Family Travel Vacay. She's been able to get people on board since everybody want to go cruising and do all that good stuff. In addition, I was able to finally get this YouTube channel monetized. Actually received my monetization on the 17th of June. So right now I made enough where about 4 people can actually eat fresh at Subway, but it's progress, and I just count it as a blessing because I enjoy putting these videos out there. And one of the final things that I talked about was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that land that I have down south. Things just been so busy, I really haven't had an opportunity to even deal with it. I'll probably, real talk, the best thing will probably be is to just liquidate it, considering, just kind of how the market is. But I'm still not sure about that. I'm just going to table that at this moment. But that's where we are with regard to the passive income and side hustles. Now let's get to something that had a little bit more measurables. We were actually looking to put an additional $2,400 this year into my son's 529 plan. Currently, we're at the 50% mark. We made a one-time deposit of $1,200. A few months ago, we plan on making the other deposit of $1,200 in October once we hit our next month of actually having 3 paychecks. That'll happen in October. We'll go and contribute another $1,200 to that. That'll get him right where we want to be with regard to his money that we're saving him for college. The next goal we had was saving $20,000 towards our emergency fund. We're able to make substantial progress towards that. Right now, we're currently 50% there. We have about $10,000 in the emergency fund. At the last video I did where I talked about the emergency fund, we were at about $11,000. But if you all saw my June closeout, you all knew that I had some taxes that had to be paid, so I had to pay those taxes. So right now the emergency fund is at $10,000, halfway to our goal, but we're definitely on pace to have it fully funded at $20,000 by the end of the year. That'll give us about 4 months of all of the essentials. We do plan on continuing to contribute to that to ultimately get it up to maybe 6 months, but for right now, $20,000 is the goal, and we're halfway there. All right, the final and most important is our student loan debt progress. The goal that we established at the beginning of the year, we actually started making payments towards the student loans in February. In January, I don't know if you all recall, we had some additional, I don't know if it was credit card or car, but it was something else we had to take care of. So we didn't start focusing on the student loans until February of this year. The goal was to pay $37,000 towards that student loan debt. Currently, we're at $15,000. We paid off $15,000 towards the student loan debt. We are a little bit behind. To be halfway to our goal at this time, we would have to have paid $18,500. We were really on pace. What really jammed us up, and I'll link it above, was kind of how things played out in June. You all know the June closeout, but it's crazy. Between costs associated with the taxes, costs associated with a car accident, costs associated with air conditioner repair, it really zapped that $3,600 to $4,000 payment that we normally send every month. And on the advice of, hey, you guys, it wasn't worthwhile to take that money out of the emergency fund if I could just cash flow it. I guess the general rule is if you can cash flow it, it's not an emergency. We do have a plan to catch up. Ultimately, I think our good catch-up point will be in October when we do have that additional paycheck. We don't have really a lot of things allocated to those funds, so that'll give us a position to play catch-up so that we can meet that goal of at least $37,000 during the calendar year. But we're going to actually push to try to knock out more than that, but the minimum goal we wanted to set was $37,000. We're a little bit behind, but we can get back on pace in October when we get that third paycheck. The final fund that we were looking at funding, kind of a goal, was $5,000 related to our vacation fund. We plan on going to Hawaii in December. So far, so good. We're at about $2,500. We actually made the deposit for the trip. The trip ended up being a little bit cheaper than we anticipated, so I think our remaining balance is probably about $1,500, so $1,000 less than what we anticipated. But of course, we're going to need some spending money while we're there. But so far, so good. We are on pace to have that paid off prior to going. Again, we do plan on paying that remaining $1,500 towards that trip for the family in October when we have that third paycheck, because it just provides us with so much flexibility. That's where we are with regard to the yearly goals, the quarterly check-in at the halfway point. Again, so far so good. Things are pretty much on pace, and we do have plans to catch up on the debt payment because we fell a little off last month just because of the emergencies that came up. That's it. This is going to be a real short video. As always, I appreciate you all tuning in. Y'all take care. Be blessed. I love y'all. Peace.